Set up a IVS Tripwire Rule on the Dahua MVRs. So we're going to be setting the Tripwire Rule on the MVR. You can also do it through the MVR's web interface or through the camera's web interface. So this is the MVR 4.0 firmware. If your interface looks slightly different, it's probably just that it's a slightly older firmware. So we're going to go into AI. First thing we want to do is under parameters, go to smart plan. Now the smart plan tells the camera what its purpose is going to be. So in our case we only have one option, it's IVS. If it's grey it means it's not enabled currently, so we want to make it blue. Then hit apply in the bottom, just save our changes. So now that we've set our camera to use IVS, we come down to the IVS option here. This is where we're going to set our tripwire rule. I've already got one in here, so I'll delete that. And then I'll hit add to create a new one. Now you get two options, tripwire or intrusion. I'll do another video on intrusion rules later. Today we'll focus on tripwire. So then I can come across to draw. So first thing I want to do is draw my rule. Now there's a few rules we have to follow when drawing the lines. So if I draw my line here, it's not going to activate. The reason for that is because their feet will cross through the line, but the person's head will not. So although that would work for a bird's eye view, in our case it's not going to. So we'll make our rule extra large to catch the head as well. Now I'm left clicking to draw the line, and then you can see it's trying to make me draw another line. But now that I'm done, I can right click and that'll finish it. So next would be the rule name. You can set this as whatever you want. Just set it as 3As. Now direction, you can see there's a little arrow with two heads pointing either direction. That means that this tripwire rule is going to activate when I walk from this side to that side and when I walk back. So we only want it to activate when I'm walking towards the door. So we'll set it to A to B. Okay, now we have to set our two target filters. So the first target filter is your size target filter up here, and your second target filter is your AI target filter. So we'll set the size first. So if we click on that icon, you can see it pops up with two boxes. Now what these boxes mean is the minimum and maximum size of an object that's actually going to activate this tripwire rule. So the minimum size is this small square here. We want the tripwire rule to activate if it's anything bigger than what I guess would be a large dog. Let's call it that. And our maximum size, we don't want it to be set off if anything crosses that's bigger than, say that size there. Now that we've set our size filters, we can set our AI filters. We don't want it to activate if a car drives past. Hit OK. And then hit apply to save. Now we can test our tripwire rule. Activating that. Now if we wanted to trigger something else, we can go into AI, choose IVS parameters, and maybe to make it a bit more noticeable we will sound the buzzer. If you had another buzzer connected to your alarm outputs, you could use that. You could trigger a local alarm. You can do anything from sending emails to linking it to a PTZ or a tour option. We'll hit apply, save the changes and then back, and then apply again. And now we'll trigger our rule again. And it sounds the buzzer on the MVR. And that's all there is to setting up IVS tripwire rules on the Dahua interface.